Alright, so before I get into these games, let me give a massive shout out to the homie Adam Wilson. You guys know who this is. You know, he's the dude that's responsible for all the crazy gifts that he constantly posts on Twitter. But shout out to him. He's very talented. He's definitely an inspiring musician, and he's got a lot of stuff planned for the future. And for what I've heard, he's definitely got a bright future ahead of him. But if you guys are interested in the music that you guys hear at the start of the video, or if you heard at the start of the video, definitely go check out his channel. I have a link in the comment section below. It'll be pinned up top, and you can also find an email to his actual business, so you guys can hit him up if you guys are interested in any songs, etc., etc. He's actually selling intro music, etc. So definitely hit him up if you got a request, and I'm pretty sure he can most certainly deliver. So shout out to Adam Wilson once again for the intro. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this topic, and let's begin. Alright, so it's no surprise that I have quite a bit of history when it comes to talking about this particular software maker. I'm actually not going to come off the way I usually do when it comes to this. I'm not. I'm actually going to address all sides involved and everything that is going on with this particular statement. Okay? Yes, Microsoft is indeed focusing on the future. They're buying studios, which I give them props for, and they are definitely building towards the future when it comes to their studios. However, there has been an ongoing thing that has been going on the internet about Microsoft possibly porting their games to the PlayStation platform and Nintendo systems, since Microsoft really does want to go the full service route and have all their games on every single platform. Now, they have embraced PC, which has basically brought them back in terms of revenue. The Xbox One wasn't really a great, didn't do great for them. For the most part, this generation didn't do great for them. The Xbox One X, however, is doing good because it's new on on the market for sure. But overall, Microsoft most definitely did not make the impact that they did with the Xbox 360, with Microsoft not even giving numbers to even indicate that they're anywhere close to the numbers of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Now, obviously, I'm talking proper for you guys. I ain't going at it with you guys with this. I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and put this out here. For those of you that are getting emotional when somebody brings up the possibility of Microsoft porting their games to the PlayStation, you're kind of going against your argument, don't you think, about, I don't know, games being exclusive, being anti-consumer, right? Isn't that your whole argument when it comes to these consoles? I could have sworn I've seen so many Xbox supporters, so many heavy Xbox supporters, literally saying the following things: well, exclusives are anti-consumer. Microsoft's going to a platform, or turning into a platform, where all their games are available on more than one device, so that means that we all can enjoy them and have fun. Okay, so basically what you guys are saying is you're okay with all these games going to PC, you're okay with Microsoft embracing mobile games, you're okay with Microsoft possibly branching off into other platforms, as long as it's not on a PlayStation platform. That's kind of anti-consumer, don't you think? Listen, if it happens, it happens. If Microsoft truly goes the full service route and puts their games on the PlayStation platforms and Nintendo systems, then guess what? They most certainly would do it. And trust me, if you think they're gonna go and ask you guys, they're gonna have a petition going, oh hey guys, yeah, we're thinking about putting our games on the PlayStation and the Nintendo platforms in the future, you really think they're gonna put out a petition and whatnot and ask you guys to sign it if you guys agree with it or not? No, they're gonna do it. Let me tell you why they're gonna do it: because you pretty much given them the go-ahead to do so anyway by accepting their business practice and their mindset to literally push games as a service, by accepting their mindset to put more their games, their exclusives on other platforms. You're basically setting them up to go and do the overall conglomerate type of decision to put those games on every other platform if they see fit. That's what Microsoft wants to do. Now I already know somebody's going to flip this and go, well, Ryan, I mean, is that bad? I mean, they're benefiting. Yes, they're still getting money for sure, but at what cost? Think about it. At what greater cost are they really making money off of? Think about the people who literally just spent $500 on the Xbox One X and who might spend another $500 for the Xbox Scarlet. What exactly are they getting? A platform that just plays, multi-plat games? Think about it. If all those games are available on PlayStation platforms and Nintendo platforms and of course PC and on the Xbox platform, doesn't really have much of an incentive for you to buy it now, does it? And again, somebody's going to try to flip that. No, that's just anti-consumer talk. No, I'm talking about the broader picture here. Let's put all that fanboy shit aside. All of you put that fanboy logic aside and really look at it from not really a business perspective, but look at it from a consumer's perspective. When somebody is looking for a platform to play their games on, some of you might throw, okay, he might have friends, right? Okay, we can throw that on the table. He has friends that has an Xbox and they want to play, and let's say that friend's on PC. Sure, if Microsoft wants to build a future to where they're all linked, for sure, that's cool. They can do that, that's fine. But what about someone who doesn't have these particular, things working against them, and they're just looking for an experience where they have a lot of stuff that they can't get nowhere else? Microsoft doesn't have this on the market. They don't have this on the table. And before somebody goes, well, that's anti-consumer talk. No, it's not. Think about it. This is literally what Microsoft did last generation. Microsoft was heavy in terms of bringing the heat towards Sony. The reason why I'm so heavy on this mindset, and I think it's wrong, is because we need competition in the marketplace. Since Microsoft has become this whole all games as a service thing, Microsoft has not been competition with Sony or Nintendo at all. They slowly faded away into obscurity. Yes, only thing they talk about that is anything positive is Game Pass related. Game Pass revenue was 53% up compared to last year or something like that. That's the only thing they're talking about. They're not talking about anything else. Yeah, they're talking about investments with studios for the next generation console. Let's be real here. These new studios are not making anything for the Xbox One X. So again, the Xbox One X was just thrown into the market just to pretty much drown in the obscurity. That's pretty much it. And if you like the Xbox One X, you like the Xbox One X. I'm not saying you're wrong for buying an Xbox One X or anything, no. But you gotta look at it. What is really going on in the market here? Sony's making investments. They're talking about they're talking about games and whatnot. And they still got content to drop, and Microsoft's dropping hints of new consoles, and they're talking about just now buying studios when Sony been had studios working on PS5 titles for the longest. You got people actually believing, yes, believing that Microsoft might actually lead the console generation next generation. Now that's a big statement to say, wouldn't you say? And one thing that's funny about it, if you think about it, Microsoft has already led the console generation at one particular point with the Xbox 360. They had a year head start over the PS3 and actually delivered far more content than the PlayStation 3 at the start. Unfortunately, even with a year head start and a more established name on the market, what did Microsoft do with all those accolades? Especially with Sony being expensive at $600 and being terrible to develop for. What happened ultimately with the 360 versus the PlayStation 3? The 360 was outsold by the PlayStation 3, a system that had nothing but negatives working against it. This is what I'm talking about with Microsoft. They're not future-proofing themselves in terms of relevancy. They're not doing it. A year head start. Let's say Microsoft does release the Xbox Scarlet before the PlayStation 5. Okay, what do you have? What do you have that will establish, or what have you established basically from this generation that will make somebody jump onto the Xbox platform? There's only one of, well, there's a few games, but one particular that does stand out is Cuphead. But Cuphead's not enough to launch a new system. Halo, Gears, and Forza are games that have been established for years. That's pretty much it. And this is where Microsoft's problem is. And people get butthurt when you say this, but it's actually the truth. There is no established games for this platform. There's nothing established. And I know some of you guys might take that to heart, but it is the truth. There's nothing established for Microsoft. Every single year, it seems, you're getting the same results. Every single year, it seems, Microsoft just takes a half step, and you never get what you're truly paying for. And this is what Microsoft's problem is. And again, it's not a knock. It's not me saying you're wrong for liking the platform. I will never tell you that you're wrong for liking a platform or wanting to invest in a platform. No, I'm just saying, when it comes to quality and when it comes to options and when it comes to overall value, Microsoft is most certainly lacking. And then you'll have people act like apologists that act like they're in the board meeting with Microsoft, and then they recite every single thing that these, people in the department would say, these little PR spin words. They'll use these PR spin words and they'll go, well, there's actually tons of value in what they're saying about Microsoft. Listen. There's no value in you telling me that a console that has no games that are strictly for that platform to show off the power, or there's no value in you telling me that these games that are supposed to show off the power or whatnot are on a different platform. There's no value in that. There's nothing. That's like me clinging on to Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PS4 and saying, yeah, this is the greatest thing ever. See? Yeah, you Xbox dudes ain't got nothing on that. And then the Xbox dudes look at me stupid and go, well, we do have that. It's on the Xbox One X. That's basically the mindset you guys are giving me. That's basically the mindset of you guys. You guys are clinging on to stuff that'll be on another platform. Pointless. And then dudes want to cling on to Game Pass, say it's the best thing ever. Game Pass is cool. $10, you get to play games for sure. It's a cool service. It's nice. But Game Pass has already set up the future for Microsoft. And with them already talking about streaming consoles, and I saw a few people actually test out the Google stream or whatever, right? Streaming consoles, and Microsoft really pushing third-party developers in terms of, well, not really third-party developers, more like AA studios, right? Buying AA studios to basically add more value to Game Pass. I mean, what else is there to say? And this isn't hate. This is just me, recapping what they've done. If I was hating, trust me, I'd be more aggressive. This is not hate. This is me going about it. But of course, I already know there's gonna be a 3-year-old. There might be a grown man child that's gonna say, "Oh, you're a fuck nigga. Oh, you're hating." And I know. I'm gonna get all of that in the comment section for sure. And listen. You can say whatever you want about me. You guys can say I have a vendetta about Microsoft, but I want you to truly look at the market. I want you to really look at what you got for the Xbox, and then compare that to what dudes have gotten for the PlayStation 4. And I'm not just talking about exclusives. I'm just talking about the overall experience. What have you gotten from Xbox that really justifies anybody even giving them a chance next generation versus what Sony delivered for the PlayStation 4? I'm just saying, it just goes to show that the value is clearly lacking with Microsoft. The value, keyword value, is lacking. I can go on a tirade for days about how people make up excuses and act like this console has feelings and really defend it like it's a religion, when the reality is defending something that's broken will only get you the same broken results. When you defend a console that has no exclusives, a console that is just pushing nothing but a service, a console that lacks so much variety compared to the competition, it's unreal, then you're going to get the same results next generation. You have so much variety on the PlayStation 4 and on the Nintendo Switch versus anything else out here, especially PC as well. They got the same thing, but I'm saying, you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of variety on PC and PS4 and the Switch. And yet Microsoft, being you know, on the market longer than Nintendo when it comes to the Switch, it should already have these things. It should have exclusives. It should have a library that's diverse, that's just rich with content. Microsoft does not have this. And then somebody's gonna say, well, they do have Game Pass. Game Pass is made up of third-party games and first-party games that have already launched. And of course, they're adding value to that with games that are new. That's it. That's all Game Pass is. It's literally a trial. Well, not even trial, but it's just, you know, a quick insight into the lackluster library that they have. And I know somebody might say that's hate, but let's be real here. Compared to the established library of the PlayStation and Nintendo, it's very lackluster. The only game that sticks out is Halo, and Halo is suffering from what many will call an identity crisis. Halo doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be traditional, or does it want to be badass, or does it just want to be a traditional fuckfest that just, yo, I don't know, that relies on set pieces? That's what's going on with Xbox. And again, I know, it's tough for me to say this. I know, it's hate. I know, right? I can't say this. I'm wrong for this. You know, I'm toxic for saying this, and yet. I'm toxic for saying this, yet you'll see your favorite Xbox YouTubers say this on every single podcast. Every single podcast. They'll word it differently, but they're saying exactly what I'm saying. They might word it differently, and they might tell it in a way that won't hurt your feelings, or they might tell it in a way that might not open your eyes. They might tell it in a way where you might think it's a good thing, right? But the reality is this. They are most certainly telling you that there is a big problem with Microsoft. A very big problem with Microsoft, and with Sony already getting ready to drop even more bangers in 2019. Again, who's going to be talking about Xbox, especially next generation, when you still are waiting for games like Crackdown? Crackdown 3 should have already been released. But again, I know delays are good, right? Delays are good for the games. I know, right? Games getting canceled like Scalebound are good for gamers because, you know, hype killed those, right? Yeah, your excitement for a video game that you were eyeing since E3, right? Your excitement for a video game is bad for you. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to gaming. People are too acceptable of bad practices. They're too acceptable of stuff that should most certainly not be acceptable. This is what's going on when it comes to Microsoft and the future. I know some people do not like it when I go on a tirade about Microsoft. I know a lot of you are tired about hearing me talk about Microsoft, but when I have people in my face and when I see people's comments and dudes literally saying that I'm wrong and I got a vendetta, when I'm looking at the market and I'm like, Sony just got this, Nintendo just got smashed, what have you gotten again? It makes me have to make it. Literally, it fuels me to make this video, and I don't want to make this video. I want Microsoft to be, you know, great. I want them to succeed. Let me say that again. I want Microsoft to succeed, because when Microsoft succeeds, I get better games out of competition. When Microsoft sets an example by launching a banger that is a 10 out of 10, a 92 on Metacritic, that pushes Sony to put more effort in their studios so I can get a 96 to go against that 92, or a 95 to go against that 93. Do you get what I'm saying here? I want competition. Microsoft is not competition, and Game Pass is nowhere near close to competition. If you think Microsoft having Game Pass and talk about Game Pass is putting pressure on Sony, it's not. Game Pass, the only thing Game Pass is doing is fattening Microsoft's pocket, which is why Phil Spencer was promoted to what he is now. He's now the head of the Xbox division because he brought back their profit significantly by putting their games on a different platform. And Steam is doing more of a job than the Xbox supported, which is sad. You know, dude says Sunset Overdrive is the best game ever. It looks better than Spider-Man, X amount of things, yet none of you bought it. And years later, PC dudes supporting it left and right, calling it beast. But yeah, it's the greatest thing ever, but you Xbox dudes aren't supporting. This is the problem. And that's the facts. That's the facts. That's just the facts. Some people might not like it. It's okay. You don't like what I have to say. I understand. But my problem when it comes to YouTube, and it's always been a problem with me, is the fact that I'm brutally honest. Let me repeat that. I am brutally honest. I've always been brutally honest here on YouTube. Raw and cut, so to speak. I've always said what's on my mind, and I never allow myself to be censored. And that's what I have to say about it. All right, is this my last video? I want it to be, but something tells me it won't be because of the way people are acting with this whole service thing. So that's all I gotta say. All right, if you guys like the video, hit the like button. If you don't, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be quite a bit of you, hit the dislike. Again, I have nothing against Microsoft, but I'd be damned if I sit here and make it seem like what they're doing is smart when it's not. It's not. For you guys gonna bring up profit, you're not getting anything of that. You're not getting a cent of that profit. So why am I hyping up a company's pocket getting fat when I'm sitting here with my hands out and I'm catching air and there's nothing being given back to me in the process? Think about that mindset. You're hyped about them getting profit, but you in the long run are getting nothing. You have to wait till a next generation for you to get something. And you just bought an upgraded console, which is the Xbox One X. Think about that before you hit the dislike button, okay? Don't take your salt on my dislike section. No. Think about what you're saying and think about the example that you're setting for everybody else. That's the truth. That's the cold, hard truth of what's going on in this gaming industry. Like I said, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumb down. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you like the format, you like what you see here. Definitely subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to stay updated for everything here on the channel. I will see you guys later. Obviously, you guys can check in every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern for the RHD podcast here on the channel. I'll be most certainly putting everything in a playlist for you guys for sure. And of course, you'll see me on the CSAs with Black Bond, The Great Exposure, and of course, Oh No, It's Alex after the Weapon Will podcast on Sundays. You guys be blessed, be easy, and of course, I'll see you guys later. Deuces.
The highest res, the best frame rate, no compromises.